Hey, what's up, everybody? Wardrobe here. Got a little impromptu Friday night. We're like World Series more schmearies. We're going to go live and do a little talking about some things. The main reason, McMurray just got a shipment of some Khurasan 15 millimeter stuff. We're going to take a look at it as he unboxes it. But before we get to that, well, Hexy's turned around there. I'm not really working on anything in particular. I just got my table set up with that miniature game I'm still messing with. I finished a game of Guards Counterattack this week, and then I'm setting up, and I haven't told Jeff this. I feel like I'm cheating, but I got a campaign for GCACW. I'm paying a local guy in. Oh, boy. We are seeing, what would you call it? Cheating. It's just cheating live.
Infidelity, yeah.
Infidelity right here in front of him.
I want a divorce.
Alan's going to be our therapist and try to mediate between us. Didn't know that till just now. I'm sorry, Alan.
Oh, geez, wow.
So Camp, what are you doing tonight? Besides,
what am I doing tonight? Yeah, I got a game of Panzer lined up here with my son. He was wanted to get into that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I am getting hammered. I am in hull down positions, and he's rolling turret hits left and right.
Perfect. And I'm sorry, is this live or Vassal? Is he there?
It's live. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of you.
Yep. He's actually going to watch because he's interested in what you're building.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, welcome, Camp Sawyer's son, who's destroying father. That's good.
He's pup tip Sawyer.
Yeah. What? That's good. Hexy, what you had a fun little project you just worked on. What'd you get and what'd you do?
Yeah. I played
I played
Panzer until about 3 a.m. this morning, and I'm gonna send all of it to Noble Knight.
Oh boy, sorry, Cam.
No, we'll discuss that later. So you were kind enough to bring me that thing.
I did.
Send it to Noble McMurray.
That is just there's not much to that, but that's such a pretty box.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm gonna, it was time I needed to play that, and I did, and I got it out. And everybody knows those lovely Worthington trays that go in those boxes that aren't worth diddly poo poo. Even if you keep everything in there, stuff still bounces around. So I got a wild hair up my back end, and I decided to create my own as I did with some other stuff. But this time I started to do like what's his name? The guy that does the trays for GMT.
I don't know who does those. I know someone does them, but I don't know his name.
Yeah. So I decided to create my own.
Oh, look at those.
All my Germans.
So real quick, everybody, the trays that come in Worthington games, if you don't know, they do fit the counters perfectly, but it's really hard to pick them out. And they're also the lid doesn't stay on them. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. And that's all of them. That's it.
Everything goes in there, and you can even sort them by the types of units. For this box had quite a counter. Remember, it had 5 counter sheets in it. Now, here's the thing that I do that's different. Pay attention.
It's got a lid.
Nice.
Do they latch together too?
What you do is you print them. I'm using a 2 millimeter.
I heard that snap.
And here, yeah, and it's snug.
Oh, that is small too.
Dang, dude.
And they lay in the box perfectly side by side like that from top to bottom.
Somebody's a rock star.
So, that is awesome. That looks
very
really
nice.
Good. I'm surprised you. Sometimes you print your name or the game name on there. You said,
I do. Oh, well, hold on. Might as well while I'm doing it, might as well knock these out so we can.
Okay. So while he's getting those walkabout games, as Chris is with us, William Campbell. Hello, guys from St. Louis. Well, we say hello from St. Louis as well. 2 of us. Charles is on. Thanks all. Appreciate you coming on. We're doing a little McMurray unboxing here is the main thing, but we thought we'd see what everyone else is doing here too. So what else did you do there with your 3D printer?
I was messing around. I like dice towers, but I don't like all these big fancy hooly dooly pooly ones that are just hard to manipulate. I wanted a small one that had a decent sized tray at the bottom that could handle dice up to 30 millimeters in width and dimensions, which most of our 10 sided and some of your big dice that come in some of the games, like some of the older games would fit. So I created these little things.
Nice.
Whoa.
And they work perfectly. You print them in 3 pieces. It snaps together. You don't need any glue or anything. And then this thing snaps down into the tray. I cut a slot in the tray and I roll my dice in it. I got one in red and gray. And like I said, I put hex to hex on these, but I also have it with. I'm gonna send it to McMurray so he can print one. I have it with. I have the front plate here where it has nothing on it. It's just plain Jane. But
Cool.
I love it.
Are they
Nice.
Could you put a little bit of felt or rubber in it to keep it?
Yeah. So the piece here on the side that I know looks like there's a gap, but they're actually snapped together really good. Remember the old models you used to put together and you just snap together? You have to glue them.
Mm-hmm.
These things go together really, really
wow,
slow.
that's
Get
cool.
them in there. If anybody's printing one and you're using the pin connectors to connect pieces, make sure that the female side hole, that's like if you do a 2 millimeter thick peg on the male side, make sure that the female hole is 2.02 millimeters to give you a little leeway.
Who knew that you'd get this hot talk on this channel tonight?
Yeah. But,
Yeah, dude, we're talking about female side holes and stuff.
yeah. But so this piece on this side over here, this wall, it prints as a flat piece by itself. So you can see all the steps inside.
So you could put rubber on them.
You could put felt in there, like I did in my other one over there. The bigger one I printed has felt in it. So
okay,
I'm not very good at that felt thing though. I need help with that stuff.
Dude, that's awesome.
So
yeah,
cool.
I think the thing that I was most impressed with was the 2 millimeter peg. I was like, whoa, dang. Hello. All right, moving on. McMurray, you're up. You're full. You're embiggened. Okay. Oh, everybody else, let us know what you're working on, what you're doing.
I'm mirrored.
It's right. It's correct on ours.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Khurasan. I got stuff from Khurasan.
Okay.
They're 15s.
What is that? What Khurasan's known for? Mainly is 15s, or
Yeah, they do some 28s also, but it's mainly 15s.
metal, I assume.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
what's the project you're working on?
Early Americans. I might have pulled a bit of a fast one, hoping that you would think it was early World War II Americans, and thus have it on Wardrobe Plays World War II. It's
No.
early Americans.
No, buddy, I did not assume that.
Oh,
You do not call them early Americans in World War II. But move on. Good try,
Fine.
bro.
all right. So, anyways, they are for a game called Cutting Scalps or Cutting. I don't remember something, and Taking Scalps by a guy named Tim Green. He's written 2 rule sets. One of them is Counting Coup and Cutting Horses. I can't remember what the earlier one is. That focuses on like Plains Indian stuff, Plains Wars. This focuses on either pre-contact or early contact, all the way through kind of the French and Indian War at the extent.
Okay.
Conflicts both between different Native American tribes, or if you're in Canada, First Nations peoples.
Yep.
And then various sorts of Europeans. So who's watching us?
Oh, that's cool. Sorry.
You're good. So the
Perfect. Yeah, thanks, Cam. Yeah, come
one
on.
chunk there is like playing Plymouth and earlier, maybe even out to King Philip's War with some of these figures. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah, so let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
They are not labeled, but I do have a list of what I grabbed, so we'll see if we can't rhyme or reason that out.
Sounds good.
I have not looked at them too much though.
It's an
Just kind of
unboxing.
open them up to make sure that stuff was actually in here. So this is a European command. I think I grabbed a Dutch command, actually. I kind of grabbed a combination of English and Dutch figures to kind of mix up together. The like uniformity and aesthetic, so to speak, is really similar. I didn't need a whole lot of command figures, but I did need something. So I got a couple guys with drums pointing, and then you can see where there's obviously pikes for flags and whatnot. Jamestown's sergeants were armed with halberd, or I'm sorry, not Jamestown. During King Philip's War, what is our main? Doesn't matter. Either way, very few people, mainly people with the rank of sergeant, had halberds. So I do have a couple guys with halberds in there as well. That's, I think, 8 figures. What's up?
Oh, I keep Jeff and I both keep putting up the
I'm sorry, I
comment.
wasn't paying attention.
No, that's fine. Okay. I'm sorry, real quick, McMurray. Also, I sent Minnie Warmuth the link there. He didn't have it. Are those look pretty? They look pretty. The size of those in the first bag, they look pretty human scale, not like heroic or anything. They look like the right.
Correct.
build.
They remind me of like Perry figures in 28.
Yeah, that's
where
pretty
they're
cool.
It is. It's really cool. Sometimes you run into that a lot with 15s where they're real stubby, real stout.
I mean, I don't mind that look. It's a fine look. I think this looks good. Like
And
this.
boy, they thick.
Yeah,
They
like
are
thick boys.
thick.
So-
This is just a group of arquebusiers. So in this period, you've got arquebusiers who have shoulder-fired guns that are fired not off of like sticks, like not off of sticks with a Y bracket at the top, which are musketeers. But yeah, we got a cool, I don't know if you can see them, you got a cool assortment of helmets from like the traditional sallet to the fish, to just some normal hats from the period. That's cool.
Hold on. Pause. Question.
Pause.
Yeah, question from Nordic. McMurray, what was the price for these guys? The period is really intriguing to me.
Price for most of them is usually they're like right around, depending on what they are, like 50 cents a piece. So like a bag 8 is 4 and scaling up and down depending on how many are in there. So like this bag has 8 in it. This one's got I think 12 probably. But here you can see the musketeers pretty well, where they've got the
the pole, yeah.
Yeah. The yoke.
Yeah,
which is cool.
These are Khurasan, Ray. Khurasan.
Correct. Khurasan. Yes. Sorry.
That's fine.
So again, we got some arquebusiers, some musketeers. I did grab, and I don't really need them for the period, but I did grab them because they're cool. A couple of light artillery pieces, which then has obviously crew with them as well, just because that's pretty cool. I don't know.
How many guns is that?
2.
2 guns. Nordic. Got you there, bro. Nordic asked, does Khurasan have natives suitable for Jamestown area? The reason I'm reading the questions, everybody, is I assume McMurray, you can't see the screen.
Correct.
Okay.
We're getting to that, Nord.
Yeah. Early Americans. All right.
These are slightly later armed colonists. So if you get real up close to them, you can tell that they kind of are armed more with flintlock.
Wait, it looks like they've got some pretty detailed clothing on.
They have extremely detailed clothing. It's quite impressive, to be honest with you. Let's see. Some of them have, like on some of these command figures, you can see the really early, like pantaloons almost like their lance necks for the bottom of their shirts, tabards, whatever you want to call it, waistcoats. So that's pretty slick. Again, these are slightly later. They should mix in just fine. But in the event that I want to play a smaller game that is only later, I've got these guys as well.
The mutt has entered the room. Hello, Brian.
Hey. Big dog. Big dog. These are specifically, so you can also tell, again, with the difference in clothing and whatnot, these are specifically Spanish arquebusiers. So you can tell that these are, a little earlier than Jamestown. Jamestown was founded in 1607, and then Plymouth in 1620. These are Spanish arquebusiers. So for the like conquistador period ish, we got these guys. So that's more early to mid 1500s. But yeah, so again, there's a little bit of difference. You can certainly tell a difference in their firelocks. A, they're super obviously matchlocks, and B, they're that kind of shorter Spanish arquebus style. Those are pretty cool. The reason I grabbed those is I should be able to use them with like woodland Indians for DeSoto. No, not DeSoto. DeSoto's French. What's the name of the Spanish guy who landed in like on the Gulf Coast and then walked to Florida?
Ponce?
No, not Ponce de Leon. Don't matter.
Cortez?
No, not Cortez. He knocked off Montezuma and the Aztecs. It's all good. It'll come to me. I'm sure I'll be shouting it a little bit later. These are some guys with little
Shields?
shields, which are called targets at the time. These guys were known as targeteers. They were extensively used by both the Spanish and the British, or the colonists in New England.
That's interesting.
Usually specifically in conjunction with a musketeer or an arquebusier. So while one guy reloads, this guy can come up and provide a little bit of protection there. So those are really cool, as well as notably.
Are those going to be very detailed paint? Like, or do they usually have some crazy designs on them, or?
Kind of, but they were mostly just embossed steel.
Oh, okay. Box 2 Battle says, "Oh yeah, love me some Khurasan."
Like, so here, there's one that doesn't have any detail on it. Right,
Okay.
it's a whole lot simpler.
Oh,
You can see a number of those, and then over here you flip, and you can see this guy's got a significantly more embossed shield.
Where the hell is Khurasan at?
It said New Jersey or something, didn't it?
I think it's New Jersey. Oh yeah, it's sitting right in front of me. New York, Ardsley, New York.
All right.
But the cool thing is those can do double duty. I think it's the Jamestown Historic Site has a bunch of really cool videos where they actually get into targeteers and stuff, and then actually talk about how after the English Civil War, the English equipped a bunch of, prior to the English Civil War, the English equipped a bunch of their colonial, soldiers and whatnot with antiquated armor. So not just the breastplate you see a lot, but even like chainmail and stuff, because ultimately it's not as big of a thing, right? It still worked just fine for the colonies. You don't have to worry about, having a heavy-ish breastplate to stop an arquebus ball, possibly. It's not as much of an issue. So that's kind of cool aside. We're not going to spend 20 minutes talking about targeteers. That's not why we're here. Maybe if we do another video after
You have to get them painted.
Yeah. Here's some more kind of slightly mid between those two periods, between these later guys and these guys. Some more just gentlemen with various hats and more flintlocky firearms. But you can see you got slouch hats and stocking caps and whatnot. Those are pretty slick. Ideally, these games shouldn't use more than about 30 miniatures per side. I think you can go up to 36, but you can also be playing with as few as like 12.
Are they going to be multi-based or single?
Single.
Yeah, I put a link to the Khurasan miniature site on the comments, so check it out, everybody. They got whoever's doing their painting is doing an amazing job.
Stellar. They also are really good about getting pictures of almost everything that they have, which is pretty cool.
That's right.
If you can toss up a link to, again, it's Tim Green on War Games Vault. I can't remember the name of this, and it's driving me nuts.
I'll look it up.
But either way, I think that's all of the Europeans. Again, a couple of these are bigger packs. I think these Spanish packs might have 24 in them. Again, being exploration up the Mississippi Valley area and the American South, and then New England. So should be pretty cool. They should paint up relatively quickly. They're not all uniform, which, as you guys know, slows down my painting rather substantially. But even so, should be cool. I'm going to set them off to the side for now.
So we have cutting. I'll put a link to it. Cutting off and taking captives, and cutting coup and cutting horses.
Cutting off and taking captives is the one that I'm running with. The earlier in terms of period.
You find the strangest.
He does, doesn't he? Vasco da Gama. He's like Meandering Mike with games.
They're cool rules, Todd. We're playing them at some point in time.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just funny. I was just sharing messages with someone on YouTube, and he paints in 10, 15, 10 primarily, but does a little bit of 6, a little bit of 15, a little bit all this 10 mil and all this stuff. I said, and all these eras. I said, you sound like my friend McMurray. So this is
correct. Who was that on YouTube? That sounds awesome.
I'll look it up.
Okay. Let's jump into, I think it was Nord's other question.
Okay.
Which is...
Yeah. And I did post a link to War Game Vault, and those rules are $10 PDF.
Yeah. They're a good value for $10. Believe me. These are some natives, some of the Algonquins. These guys have primarily spears, which is pretty slick. They are, by all means, detailed and good enough, as far as I can tell, to be used for any number of, woodland tribes it doesn't bother me. Is my point. So if they're traipsing around the heartland of the American South or New England, I'm fine with that. Again, those guys had spears. Here are some guys with just kind of generic hand weapons, as well as some wooden shields, which you don't necessarily see a lot, but were used rather extensively pre-contact, which is cool. As well as then when you're, making initial contact, that by all means plays a part. Not all of them have the wooden shields, but there are certainly some of them. There's lots of, small tomahawks, stuff like that in this bag, which is pretty slick. Should get a pretty outstanding mix-up of stuff. Here is a cool bag that is a chief in here somewhere. You can see him right here. With there you can see the chief a little bit better, with 8 guys with Dutch trade muskets, which is pretty slick, especially once you get into King Philip's War era. You see a fair number more of those European traded muskets. So I figured I should probably grab some of those. That's pretty cool. In terms of game terms, it's like 1 in every 5 or something can have a musket, depending on the period. I'm pretty excited to get into it. Here is another Algonquin war chief in wooden armor. Can't see his face because it's covered in. Oh, this one's a Ziploc. Just take him out. We'll take him out of there in just a second. Then we've got a whole mess more just generic Algonquin warriors, both with, you can see a war club there, bows, all kinds of stuff, which will get me to 40 something of them, 50 something of them, and then I can mix and match as much as I'd like to get into what they look like individually, so you guys can see some of the detail. We'll pop this guy open. I didn't realize he's in a bag. That's pretty cool. All right, so we got a little quiver.
Oh gosh, dude.
Yeah. I'll have to figure out what the hell that is. But then you can see, is this remotely in focus?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And then you can see where he's got a whole coat, skirt of slatted wooden armor, as well as a war club and that shield. There's a pretty awesome headdress that's kind of hard to tell because it's bare metal. Once it gets painted, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier to see. But again, there's just a good example of the detail on these guys. There's not much cleanup. Like even at the bottom of the base, there's not, like you can see the mold line, but there's not a ton of flashing. A lot of times, especially with 15s, you got to go under and clip at the bottom of every base. There's like nothing to clean up on these guys actually. Even where you can see like on top of the war club where there should be a mold line, there's not.
So anybody have any idea what that piece on the left might be? Is it what's on the other side of that little piece? Anything?
The back. Some supports.
It looks like it's supposed to be a woven thing, right? Like a
that, or it's another wood thing. It probably goes on his back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like some
just need to figure out how it's rigged.
So Ray says on here, I remember these guys. They have Montrose's Irish Brigade in their historical dress, which is really cool. Yeah, their range is pretty incredible. Like
it's pretty cool. They got a lot of stuff in 15 that people don't cover.
Yeah, I just look at the World War II stuff. The World War II stuff isn't anything special. I just wonder if there's like they got some DAC stuff. I'm kind of interesting, but their other historical eras, they cover everything, and like just what you're showing here, there's pretty amazing detail. So go check out their site, everybody, and they're here in the U.S., right? So you're not paying the tariff stuff and all that messing with.
Yeah, and it gets to you pretty quick. I think I ordered these last week, and they're already here.
Incas.
Nice. But yeah, the cool thing is the reason I wound up getting stuff from Khurasan is they have really early woodland Indians. Those are these guys, as well as. You all right?
Nordic says you should name it Chief Resides in Bag.
Oh hell yeah! No, you know me, Nord. It's gonna have some goofy shit.
Not appropriate.
Quiver, but I don't see a bow.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I was wondering if is there supposed to be a bow in that bag?
It's also maybe not a quiver. It might be a war club in a holder.
What line is that? I'm gonna go see if they have a picture of it painted up.
Iroquois.
Okay.
It should be. It's in a couple of the different. The website's
got it.
organized by periods, so it's in a couple different periods. I don't remember which two. We're gonna pop some of these other ones open because these are really figures, including this light gun because there was not a picture of these. I don't think. So yeah, we got some crew figures.
Yeah, it just goes on their back, and yeah, that's interesting. It shows them
Up or
carrying
down?
a club. It shows it carrying. Oh, what's that?
Does it go up or down?
The two pointing things go up,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
but it shows them carrying a bow and a hammer, or not a hammer, but whatever you call it.
War Club.
More club, and a bow. Interesting. Okay.
Sure. But yeah, these are cool figures. I didn't realize that the 4 crew figures that were in here were unique. But yeah, they're cool. Again, the only flashing, like this guy doesn't have any flashing on him. That's pretty slick. Oh, there's a teeny tiny little vent. There you go. That's out. The only flashing I can find on any of these are these little vents that are thumbnail clean offable, which is pretty incredible because that's not something you see all the time.
This website is right up your alley, McMurray. This website ought to be called McMurray-san.
I know it's a bunch of
ancients, early. Oh, here we go.
It's a bunch of really obscure stuff. Like they've got 6 or 7 different South and Mesoamerican pre-contact like civilizations between like Chinampas and all kinds of just stuff you don't find everywhere else, which is pretty awesome. And part of the reason why they got my business. So here's what gun looks like assembled. The cool thing about this is it's not just a sized down version of something else. It's rather accurately portraying the fact that even small guns came on larger carriages, because if you try and pull around a teeny tiny carriage behind stuff, it doesn't work out.
Well, I think I wonder if they were. Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is.
I wonder. It seems like this would be good for DBA because you play that a lot in 15, right? A lot of people do.
You do. Also, you can get small packs, and
Okay.
they're really reasonably priced.
Yeah, this is kind of DBA stuff. Because
Actually, that's a good point. It would work phenomenally well for like DBA. That game Clash I just played last Tuesday, where you might need 12 of a figure, and then the next thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I got some. Yeah, this is pretty crazy site. I don't even know it. Oh, here's a guy, Nika, and it might be Nikeforian Byzantines with a Jesus thing painted on the shield. Oh my gosh, what the blank?
Yeah, they were big fans, buddy.
What's DBA?
De Bella Antiquitas. It's a really common. Think of it actually. I was thinking about this. You guys were talking about ASL, how ASL players play in tournaments and stuff, and that's kind of odd.
There's an equivalent.
Board gamers. ASL's been around forever, right? It's a very uniform set of rules that has not changed a whole lot. DBA is very similar in that it's a set of rules that has been around forever, and they run tournaments of it because the rules have been around forever. They're not hard to figure out. You don't have people that are building lists. You have preset armies. So if you play the Greeks, you've got, are they, okay, so they're Alexandrian Greeks. Okay, so you've got 3 units of phalangites, you got 2 units of soloi and a unit of peltists, maybe a unit of companion cavalry. And then that's what you put down on the table. Okay, you've got late Republican Romans, but pre-Marian. So you've got 3 units of Astati, 3 units of Principes, 3 units of Triarii, 2 units of Elites, and again, maybe a unit of cavalry.
Bless you.
Yeah.
But you get my point.
But so Jeff, and it's what is the playing space? Is it 2x3 or 2x2 or 3x3 or something? It's a very small.
2x2, I believe.
2x2, very standard terrain, and it's very movement oriented. So, yeah, and like every base size is the same, and it's small armies really. So it is like people usually have multiple. So, and it's pretty much a tournament game. Like, I think that's how I see it anyway. They have some expansions for not.
It's definitely designed for like open play sorts of things.
Right.
where, okay, you bring your army, I'll bring my army. We haven't made a whole lot of prearrangements, but we're going to fight.
Yeah.
12
elements if Nordic thinks that sounds about right.
Correct.
And what was I going to say about it? You can play any army against any army that in their book. So it could be
correct
Vikings against samurai or something because it all works together. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never played it a ton. I played a couple. They usually have a little tournament here locally at, what is that, Daikon, I think, maybe?
probably.
Um,
And it is all about geometry and stuff like that. And yeah, it's not a very historical game, I would say.
yeah, I mean, it's designed to just be, okay, oh, you play DBA? Yeah, cool. I play DBA too. Cool. Oh, we don't have the same period. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are pretty slick. You can see again that cool sallet. And then he's got a breastplate and a sword as well. Just works really well for, every colony or whatnot, whatever you have has people who are richer and people who aren't. So here you got some good examples of guys who have a little bit more money. A couple of these guys have a bandolier of the 12 apostles, which is pretty cool. There's another guy with a cool sallet. The helmet. He's loading. I don't know which set that was, but the bandolier where you've got the hanging wooden bottles that have powder in them. Those are really cool. Part of the fun part about shooting matchlocks is that you've got just a bundle of hand grenades essentially going across your breastplate. But yeah, so I mean they're quite fantastic miniatures, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan. Here, we'll pull one of these out so you can see the musketeers.
They are pretty impressive
with the yokes. They are incredibly reasonably priced in the US. You're not waiting forever. You're not paying an ungodly amount in shipping. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Like we talked about, their ranges are a little different than a lot of places. So like I hadn't really got into a ton of stuff that I necessarily wanted to use their ranges for, and I'm really happy that I grabbed something where it's, oh, okay, these are Khurasan figures. These are fantastic. Brian really likes them as well. I know he's got a ton of stuff from them. So there you can see the rest, and you can see he's holding on to the rest while he's preparing to fire, which is pretty slick.
Looks like about 26 pages of rules. And then just a bunch of notes, scenarios, solitaire rules after that. So another 30 pages of other stuff.
Yeah, as well as just descriptions for, okay, say you want to play the Wampanoag, right, outside of Jamestown. Cool, they're there. All kinds of stuff. It's quite good. The settlers are broken down, or the Europeans, what have you, are broken down into not necessarily nationality as much as their purpose. So you got, settlers, traders, like a national militia type thing. It's a cool rule set. There's a good amount of card stuff involved, including for generation of your forces, your medicine, if you're playing as the natives. These are just cool figures. And there's not necessarily a whole ton of Khurasan videos / unboxings out there. So
how much was the shipping out to St. Louis?
Shipping to St. Louis was $10, I think. Right. So certainly not bad.
In elements or single figure or what?
They are in bags. Usually they are bags of units. This was the only single figure that I grabbed, was this chief. Everything else was bags of units of 6, 8, 12, 24.
And Jeff, I don't know if you were asking, but he's basing him singular. I don't know if you're asking that.
I'm watching the questions in chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to base him single.
Single based. He's some on a 3/4 inch washer.
There's a link in the comments of cutting off and taking captives, $10 rule set, and there's a preview where you can at least see the the index and about the first 3 pages of rules. Looks like there's some card draws to help decide who activates. Some poker chips are needed, 6-sided dice, etc.
Yes. Hopefully, I can get these painted up in the next couple weeks, month or
Are you
so.
doing this at a thing, or are you just doing it for what?
What's up?
Why are you playing this? Like, why are you getting this ready? Usually, you're getting ready for some event.
I just really wanted to play it. Like I said, Buddy got the later rules. I have a bunch of suitable figures for that on the European side. He's painting Native Americans, so we'll be playing that. But also, I mean, I was already doing a bunch of 15 millimeter terrain for various things in early America, both the French and Indian War stuff I've got, and some of the Ozark stuff.
Are you 3D printing those?
The terrain, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of like log cabins, including some French style vertical logs buildings for early St. Louis, Cape Girardeau area, Kaskaskia, whatnot.
Oh,
So-
do all these take place here, or are you? I thought they were Jamestown, or is it anything?
You could do both. You don't have a whole, like, St. Louis really kind of became a thing in the 1770s,
Right.
late 1760s. So this wouldn't be perfect. Some of these guys would. The later Europeans that I was pointing out would be fantastic for that. But certainly the terrain is usable, right?
Okay.
Between multiple things.
Oh yeah, the trees, hedges, all that kind of
Trees, hedges, the cabins, stuff like that is usable.
Mhm.
Mainly because I'm sticking to smaller log cabins. Once you get to 2-story with the great big porch off the front, maybe not so much. But for small single-story stuff that's got maybe wood shingle roof, no problem.
Cool.
So that's what we're doing.
Ray says you could do Pequot Wars. I've always wanted to do that.
Correct.
I have a whole book of skirmish scenarios.
Correct.
Yeah,
The big restriction I'm going to run into is eventually more of the natives are going to need muskets, but that's fine. That's not hard to find. You can get those anywhere, to be honest with you. I do have a pack of Woodland Indian civilians and a pack of European civilians coming from Old Glory. I threw that in on an Old Glory order. Khurasan doesn't necessarily make those.
Make
But
sure
yeah.
that it was, Khurasan's 15s are a different kind of size than the Old Glories.
I know the Old Glory, like early stuff, like their French and Indian and whatnot, is true 15.
Yeah.
I know
That's
that
right.
their World War I is truly 18 mil. Their World War II fits pretty well with most 15 mil lines, and ultimately, it's not a super noticeable difference that I've found between Old Glory. They tend to be pretty middle of the road. So even when you have like Peter Pig figures mixed in with Old Glory figures, it's not a huge difference, unless you're sitting here going, well, there's him. There's him. And we're not getting that close. Once they're based up and they've got, basing material on them and whatnot, it's not going to be
Yeah.
any sort of issue.
Khurasan's where I got my, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but that's when I did my one-page rules game with the aliens. That's where I got my aliens from.
Yep.
And they have Predator there, so you can have aliens versus Predators from the movies.
Yep.
They also have some 28s there, too. Like, remember Billy Jack, 1970s dude, Billy Jack?
Yep.
Yeah, they got a miniature of him there. And
It's pretty cool. It's a cool site.
it is. So,
And again, the stuff they do is really not necessarily stuff you can find elsewhere. They have a lot of really common stuff. Like I said, we got World War II stuff, all that. But it's a bunch of stuff that's not that easy to find that they do very uniquely and very well.
Yep. So
2 thumbs up.
got a whole big old baggie of remember the movie Critters? The little I don't know what they were, little ball looking dudes. They have critters there and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, I got the Ghostbusters crew from them. Anyways, it's a fun site. I'll check it out. Tons of stuff.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Their World War II line's a little slim. Their desert line for World War II looks pretty good.
Well, yeah. So they tend to do stuff that you can't find elsewhere. Everybody makes 15 millimeter World War II stuff, right? There's no that demand is severely more competitive. If you need woodland Indians, Khurasan has them. There's not that many places else out there, especially manufactured in the U.S. that make them. You kind of run into that a lot with smaller companies like that, where they're not going to be able to do the huge mass production thing. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not economical for them to try and compete with the big dogs on that. But yeah, it's cool stuff. I will certainly be ordering more. Like I said, with these Spaniards, now, especially now that I've seen the sculpts are in my hands, we will certainly be adding some excitement, because they've got like Tupi and stuff, I believe. It's wonderful. We'll certainly be adding some south of the border Mesoamerican type stuff to this collection as soon as these guys are done. Should paint up super fast, really easy. I painted up a ton of Native Americans for a Battle for St. Louis project a year ago with Big Muddy Toddy. I got those painted up. I think I did 60 of them, and it took me an afternoon all the way through. So these should go quite quickly. Like I said, the Europeans are going to be non-uniform, but that's fine. Luckily, I'm focusing kind of not necessarily fresh off the boat Europeans. So if I can justify it as a couple of generations in, then all of a sudden more natural colors are a lot easier to justify, because importing dyes wasn't the most important thing on the face of the planet, right? So
A lot of fit in with King Philip's War perfectly,
exactly.
because it was all militia.
Exactly. Yes, I'm psyched.
Don't you have a game that we sent you called King Philip's War?
I do. I may have been staring at that and thinking about that, Jeffy.
Not the same level of detail, though.
Correct. Yeah.
If I know the one you're talking about, because I got the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's the M&P one.
Yeah. Area movement or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, if you
Better
want any
point to
pictures,
point.
if you want any pictures of terrain up here in New England for a King
Oh,
Philip's, let me know, because I'm sitting in it.
Fair.
Just like Hexy's sitting down there in Shenandoah. I'm right in the middle of it. We got Deerfield, Brookfield.
Take pictures of the swamp from the Great Swamp Fight.
Oh yeah, that's easy. John in Rhode Island. That's easy.
If you got like a pair of hip waders, so we can get a feeling for the depth of the swamp. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, you are, which is pretty cool. It's awesome that I realize that there aren't the big battlefield sites like, Gettysburg and whatnot.
I'll send you another link. There's a guy I know here who's doing a whole series on King Philip's War, because this is 350 of
that's
King Philip's
badass.
War.
Yeah.
And he's a reenactor. He does everything. He's a history teacher, so forth and so on. He's doing a whole series on it, and that'll give you some basics. But if you need anything specific, like Deerfield, Brookfield, Bloody Brook, any of those skirmish battles, Great Swamp.
That's fantastic. Like Acton Shea has a bunch of really, really cool videos to jump in, including some that detail that'll certainly play into how I paint these guys. Like I said, in addition to the Jamestown, I don't remember what the Jamestown site is called. It's like JYF something on YouTube. Both of those channels have really good videos with interpreters and reenactors to kind of detail into, okay, what exactly are we looking at here? What are we looking for? Yeah, I'm psyched. I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
How long did King Philip's War last?
Less than a year, right?
No, actually it was over about 5 years, but it went up and down, because they got the colonists got really beat up in the beginning, and then Benjamin Church came over and straightened them all out, and then just wiped out the Native Americans and pushed them back.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bloody. I mean, some of these raids and everything, you know, you hear some of these stories and it's kind of like, man,
settlements disappear.
And the reason for it was what?
Land. Colonists were taking too much land, and
Metacomet didn't like it and said, "Let's nip this in the bud."
Yeah. King Philip, who that was his English name, you know, was like, "Hey, they're taking all of pretty much the state of Rhode Island, and they're not giving us anything for it." And he started basically a revolution against the Mass Bay colony, and it spread from there. And several towns in this area. I mentioned Deerfield Massacre. That was huge. Simsbury, Connecticut, was burned to the ground. Brookfield, Mass.
Wasn't it something like 20% of the population, like the European population of the area, was killed? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 20%, but it was a significant number, particularly in that first year of the war, because there was just no militia ready to do anything. It was like us 5 guys going out and trying to fight the Native Americans.
Yeah,
we couldn't do it, and 5 guys from the next town's doing the same thing, and they're just getting slaughtered with it. And then they'd come in and burn down the settlements, because that's how it basically worked. You burn down the towns, or you burn down the Indian settlements, and drove them out. So it was pretty. There's some interesting books on it. I've read one. I'm not a big historian on it, but I read through one because it's just in my backyard, and it was pretty vicious from what I've read about it.
Yeah, on both sides, to be fair.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Benjamin Church, not the nicest of folks, but hey.
Yeah, you've probably read on good old Ben Church.
Yeah. It happens. War isn't pleasant no matter when it is.
Yep. Yeah. And of course, what happened to King Philip in the end was pretty horrendous too. I mean, he essentially got drawn and quartered and then left out for.
He was
animals.
He was shot, but yeah, the English were still certainly in the Cromwellian idea of, well, he's not dead enough, so
yeah.
So let's make it bad and then put his head on a pike for a while.
Yeah, because he was basically drawn and quartered, shot, whipped, beaten.
I thought he got shot running away from whatchamacallit.
No, he got captured and then essentially got tortured.
Gotcha.
And that the site of that is still marked down in Rhode Island.
Oh, there you go. Nord just sent it. It's JYF Museums. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. The site is still marked down there as where King Philip was captured and it's basically said he was captured and killed at this spot.
There you go.
So yeah, it was pretty bad. Yes. And that basically forced the Native Americans out of New England pretty much.
Yeah.
Once the Iroquois wouldn't join in with the New England tribes, that kind of sealed its fate too.
Yeah.
The Iroquois had come in to help them out. That
what tribe was lending scouts and whatnot to colony? I'm losing my mind now because I didn't do my reading immediately prior to this.
Like I said, I'm not a scholar on it. I'd have to go find the book and look it up.
It's all good. Yeah, like any conflict between European settlers and Native Americans, there's always folks on both sides.
Well, you just what I didn't realize when I first read it is how many different tribes were in New England at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all kind of grouped in one big tribe, but there's so many sub-tribes.
Correct. Yeah.
I was kind of like, wow. I mean, just in a matter of a few miles, you had 2 tribes that may not be friendly as well. And, and everything. And who's the other guy? I can't remember. I just can't think of his name. There was another guy like Ben Church who was kind of a, lack of a better word, disciple of his. I can't think of it. I can see him. There's a statue of him down in Connecticut. I'll remember it later.
Right. Story of my life. Yeah. I'll be yelling it in an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean that's what I got, Toddy.
Cool.
Again, watch
Awesome.
the page. Might do a hobby update or an after action at some point in time. I don't know.
Awesome. Yeah. Anybody, any other questions from the audience? Thanks for joining us on this impromptu show here. Appreciate that. Good unboxing, McMurray. Looks like good stuff. That's some good, that's a neat range. I got distracted by their all kinds of stuff on their site. It's just really cool. Really well painted. I mean, I tell you, in the miniature world, it is rare to see pictures, let alone painted.
Correct.
Almost everything's shown there. That's crazy. And they tell you how many and what size. I mean,
yep.
And now it's not. Yeah, that's great.
Everybody plays Flames of War, Bolt Action, and Warhammer, and that crap. But this stuff here is unique, I think.
Yeah. Here's McMurray finding an author that's sold 40 copies of rules on War Games Vault. Hell yeah, dude. That's what it's all about. And they're good rules.
That's a new rule set.
It is. Like I said, I think the first one, Cutting Coup and Counting Horses, came first. But yeah.
I do find it very interesting that on the War Game Vault site, the customers also bought a National Lacrosse League 2023 yearbook, the Bavarian 2nd Army Corps August 1870 Europe lists, Daring Racers Formula 1 2020 yearbook. What the
hell yeah, dude.
Japanese Army list. They do have great Army lists on War Game Vault. War Game Vault, another great site. Anywho,
it is a cool site, and it's mostly small folks doing kind of their own thing, right? Yeah. It's cool because it's a good self-publishing site. A lot of folks use it for that.
All right. Anything else? Any other comments here from anybody here that's sitting here? Good, nice 50-minute show. We're going to get tons of advertising money. It's a good time. It'll fit in the 60-minute slot. Hexy, you look like you want to say something. Go.
Blind Swords tomorrow night.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Blind.
Oh, yeah. So
Thunder at Dawn.
I just got a text message for the little magazine game I played, Bloody Lane.
Oh yeah.
I told Vince, I said we want to get him on here and grill him a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it probably. It's going to be November, probably the 15th or the 22nd or the 29th.
Okay.
He's in Japan.
That's November.
Whoa.
Oh. Okay.
So,
what?
Yeah, that's where he's at. I think he's a business guy that's in Japan is where he's.
I got you. That's pretty crazy. All right.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
He's going to. He mentioned any time in November. He said, "What November?" I said, "Well, I know I'm going on the 8th." So I said, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th. So he's going to work out so he can adjust his schedule to make sure he sleeps. And we'll get him on here and we'll find out, where he came from, how he started, where he's going in the gaming industry as a designer. And
well, I mean, right now it's 11:30. Like now it's 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, so it's like the perfect time to do it during your time.
I was going to say that 12-hour difference, right?
Yeah. So it ought to be good for him. Just wonder what the lag is going to be like in the chat.
They got it together. Have you not seen Akira? They got stuff like that.
See what?
Oh, don't act like you don't know. All right, cool.
Isn't Akira Khurasan dead?
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We're going to just ignore McMurray. We're going to mute him. We'll talk to you all later. Mutt, thanks for coming on. Cam.
Thanks.
Yep.
Good to see
everybody. Thanks for jumping on, making comments, asking questions. Y'all tomorrow night. At what time? 7, 8:30 Eastern. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it 8?
8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Is it 8? Okay. 8. I'll be on.
All right. Camp and Hexy will destroy each other in the battle to the. All right. See you later.
Exactly.
I still love you, Paulie, even if they muted me.
Peace.
Go sundown.